Friday evening, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Here's my progress video on the 1997 Ford F150 4x4 Flareside by AMT. And I decided to do mine in a Ford dark metallic blue. It's called Duplicolor Ford Royal Blue Metallic. I've actually used this on a Lindbergh Ford Explorer before. Good color. So anyway, that's what I painted it. And as you can see, here's the cab with the firewall in there, and the inner fenders, and the battery, the brake booster master cylinder. You can see the fuse box and the coolant overflow bottle. For the most part, it's a pretty detailed kit. I do like that about it. I'm not too particular on the actual truck itself. Not really a fan of the bubbly rounded cab, and I don't like how the back of the cab comes down the way it does, and the way the bed comes down. Yeah, that's never really, I don't know, I'm just not a fan of how that looks. The cab itself, outside of that looks okay, but definitely not, like I said, it's definitely not a truck that I would own. It's just not my cup of tea. I like the OBS F-150s and the brick nose ones. They look way better to me. So, but hey, I'm not knocking the truck. There's a lot of people that do like this 97 through 03 F-150, and for a model, it's actually fun to build. That's why I built them. It's fun, and it's nice to do something different. That's the main reason why I built 3 of these. I did the 2 Revell ones, the extended cab long bed version and the single cab long bed version, about 4 years ago, and they came out pretty good. I do like how these kits come out. The only complaint I really have about this particular one is the windshield. The windshield was a pain in the ass. It didn't want to go in very good, and I really had to keep positioning it and all that good stuff. So that was the main thing. I used a black marker to do the black on the outer edge of the windshield there. I used craft paint, semi-gloss black craft paint, to do the brace here and the inner fenders and the cowl. And of course I used the marker to do the seals right here on the roof, and the bottoms of the windows there on the doors, and of course the rear cab window. I do like that upper brake light. That's always been a good looking part of a pickup, especially these newer ones. So that's a nice feature in itself. So yeah, that's the cab. The bed came out pretty well mostly. I did the same thing. I did the I just hand painted the inside of the bed to make it look like it had a bed liner, and it came out pretty good actually. Can't really tell too much that it was hand painted, the way it dried and the way the brush made it look. So if you didn't know any better, you would have thought, oh, okay, I got a spot I got to fix there, but that's okay. I could fix that later. Yeah, no, I'm impressed with it though. It came out mostly good. Yeah, it's a pretty good kit. I would highly recommend it. I'd give it a high rating. So yeah, but there's the decals on the back of the tailgate there, the F-150 and the Ford Oval. So yeah, that's the bed. One aspect of this kit is the what I call the piece of shit Triton V8. I mean, we all know these were shitty engines. I mean, the one thing I remember hearing about was the spark plugs would unseat themselves. They'd pop out of their threads and stuff like that. So that's why I called it the piece of shit Triton. But hey, like I said, it's a model, and it was fun to build. I gave it a Fram oil filter, and I even did the end of the filter where you grip it like the real ones with flat black paint. So the engine block, the transmission, and the transfer case were all done in Krylon metallic aluminum, because they just, to me, had the right, it just had the right color for the engine and the transmission. It looks very realistic. The valve covers and the lower intake manifold were done in black, just like the real engine. The oil pan was also done in black. Like I said, I based this off of the real one. I found a picture of the real one online, and I used it as a guide, of course. And there's your fan. The fan I did it off-white because I wanted it to look like that off-white plastic. Since these fans weren't metal, then they were plastic. And of course, there's your fan clutch there, and there's your oil fill cap, and pretty detailed motor. What's different about this engine block is how your typical model kit, the engine block is two halves, that are already done, and you just join it together. Well, this one, the block sides were just two separate pieces. The back of the block was a separate piece. The valley where the intake manifold goes is a separate piece, and the heads, of course, the heads are normally separate pieces, but the front cover was, and that was chrome. I, of course, did the flat black primer on the block, and then I painted over it, and then did the details accordingly, as I always do. There's your starter on that side, and it came out pretty good. I'm happy with the motor. You can definitely tell it's a manual transmission. There's where your your stick shift goes right there on that hump. So yeah, so that's the drivetrain. Here is, okay, front drive shaft fell out, no big deal. Here's the chassis. Chassis is a pretty good one, pretty detailed for what it is. I like it. You can see this spare tire. One thing I want to say about the spare tire, it's nice that they went and used an actual rubber tire for the spare, as opposed to just a molded plastic spare like most pickup kits come with. I really like that a lot. I wish all the pickup kits had actual rubber tires with a rim, just like this one did. So that is a really nice feature. You can see the rear brake drums with the backing plates there. You can see the gas tank with its protective shield. There's your exhaust pipe and muffler there, and of course your catalytic converters. You can see the front drive axle there, and you can see all the detail. I do like how the front rotors have the brake calipers. I decided to give this one red calipers, as you can see. Yeah, that was fun. So, and there's your front, I forgot what they call that part. Yeah, that protective pan there. You know what I'm talking about, protects the engine. So yeah, that's the chassis. I do like how on these F-150s it was real common for the exhaust pipes to be in front of the axle. So that's a really cool feature. I always thought that was neat. So yeah, that's the chassis. And then what I did with the rims, I just gave them flat black primer, and then I repainted them in Rust-Oleum metallic aluminum to give them that more realistic look. And I'm pretty impressed with how they came out. The tires, of course, got their sanding, on the treads to make it look like they've been used. So your shocks are yellow. I went with yellow shocks, and then it's hard to see the front ones, but let me see if I can find. There you go. You can see some yellow. So the front shocks, I did the same thing. I painted them yellow, and they went in pretty well too. So yeah, let's move on to the interior. The interior is gray, of course. I really do like the detail on the interior. The dash is very cool. I did use the climate control and stereo decal, and of course the gauge cluster decal. So there's your pedals, and then of course you can see your 4x4 lever and your shift lever there. It's very nice detail. Of course, there's your center console. I painted the inside of the cup holders the flat black, make it look like black plastic inserts. There's your door panels. The door panels could be better with detail, but it's an F-150. There's really not a whole lot going on. You know, these trucks, as they progressed, there was less and less detail on them anyway. So yeah, but that's how it would have looked like in real life. And of course, there's your seats. Yeah, there's your carpet. And yeah, I just gave it a basic gray interior. It's just what they had, mainly gray, or what was it, tan, I think. If there were any other colors, of course, you can feel free to comment about it. Not an expert on these trucks at all. I just remember the gray and the tan interiors that they came with. So yeah, that's the interior. Like I said, I'm very proud of it. I'm very impressed with it. It looks really good. All right, and then of course here's your radiator, all done in black. It's ready to be installed. I did a pretty good job on the grill here. I like that the grill piece is a separate piece, so I just took it out, primered it in black, and painted it in spray painted it in semi-gloss black, I think, or maybe it was even satin black. It was one of the two. And then of course there's your headlight detail with the with your turn signal ambers. I just used a orange Sharpie to color those, as you can see, and the orange Sharpies do a very good job on this glass. So I like the end result right there. So that's the front there. Here's your front bumper. Now I will say this is a nice detail. The black, the rubber that goes on the top and the bottom is they're separate pieces, so that made doing the paint job very easy. I just painted them separately, and then when they dried, I glued them onto the bumper. And then of course here's your fog lights. So yeah, that's a nice looking bumper there. Yeah, so that's most of it. Here's your hood, same color, and there's the underside there. Nothing to really look too much at. That's most of this. Here's your air intake with air cleaner box, and I got to reinstall them. The mirrors fell off, but here's your side mirrors, painted in black, and then of course the chrome mirrors were inserted in, if they don't look too bad. And then last but not least, we got the radiator hoses, your upper hose and your lower hose here. So I just got to do a little bit of touch-ups right here on the thermostat housing there. Other than that, it's ready to be installed. So yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to do a cleaner version. Wasn't going to weather it or anything, and I just wanted to keep it pretty basic. So I am going to use the roll bar. I have it out. The paint, I painted it earlier, so it's out curing. So yeah, it'll be used. It'll be a permanent fixture in this truck. Real quick, here's the drive lines. Here's your front drive shaft and your rear drive shaft. It's not glued in, it's just friction fit. I did the same thing. I painted them the same Krylon metallic aluminum. It had the right shade. And then real quick on that, the fuel tank, or I should say the gas tank, and the exhaust I did in the Rust-Oleum metallic aluminum, because it had a little bit brighter shade, and I wanted a little bit of difference between the engine and then those parts. So that's why I used two different metallic aluminums on it. I wanted a little bit more brighter, shinier color. Same thing I did with the rotors. I did the same Rust-Oleum metallic aluminum because it made them look real. The real ones that I put on vehicles in the past were that same bright color, so it just makes them look realistic. So that's why I did what I did there. Real quick, here is the gray that I used on the interior. It's Krylon matte deep gray. So yeah, just a real basic matte gray for the interior. Usually I don't have any more. I just need to get another can. Usually I like to use the Duplicolor. Oh darn, I forgot what they call it. It's the interior colors. Trying to think what it's called. Oh, there we go. Vinyl and fabric. Okay, it just hit me. I usually like to use the Duplicolor vinyl and fabric interior paint colors that they offer for my interiors, but I just gotta get some more of their gray. I ran out of it a couple years back, so I just need to get another can of that. But in the meantime, this Krylon stuff looks pretty darn close, so I'm happy with it. So yeah, this thing is ready to be assembled now. Most of the work is done. It's just time to get it assembled and then do the final reveal video of it, and then we'll go from there and have the slideshow for it. And yeah, that'll be that. Then I'll get it upstairs. I got a spot upstairs on a shelf that it's going to go sit. It's actually going to sit by the other two Revell ones. So yeah, this was definitely a fun build. I would, if you've never built it before and you want to, I would highly recommend this kit. It has very minimal issues. The engine fits into the chassis nicely. The exhaust and the gas tank and the shocks, they all fit pretty nicely. The suspension fits pretty good. Yeah, everything fits pretty well. The wheels were a little bit of a pain in the butt to put on the rotors, but they got on there. It just took some time to get them on there. So that's probably a little bit of an issue. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that could be that I had oh yeah, I already mentioned the windshield. So if you get this kit, do be advised that the windshield was a pain in the butt, but it is in there now. So we're past all that. I'm trying to think. Oh, one little thing I did want to mention that was annoying. The tailgate, you can actually see that gap there. That tailgate doesn't line up very well. But you know, I got to make sure that it seals or goes against the bed sides. So just gonna have to contend with that. No one will ever see it, but yeah. So the tailgate is a little bit of a pain in the butt on this kit. But other than that, everything goes together well. So it's definitely not like those earlier AMT kits where they were just terrible and the parts didn't fit right. And you know, these 90s AMT kits are very nice. I definitely praise them a lot. I have nothing but good things to say about the 90s kits. They're really detailed, and they're up there with Revell and you know, Aoshima, and you know, the real good models. They're definitely up there. AMT really stepped it up there, I'd have to say. So yeah, I definitely recommend this kit. So yeah, with all that said, stay tuned to the final reveal, which should be tomorrow possibly, or if not Sunday evening, one of the two. So yeah, I know you guys will be looking forward to seeing it built, and you guys have a good, safe Friday night, and we'll see you on the next one.